All right, guys, I'm going to have both of your remote lesson kind of instructions in these next two videos, so make sure that you guys watch both of these. Landon, looking at your stuff first. Game footage from what, last week, week before. I'm not really sure when it was, but either way, this is pretty recent stuff. So this is a good look at what's going on. I've looked through this already. Um, I don't know if we've really talked about. I remember in that first kind of video of you, we had a lot of kind of early motion going on, but you look really controlled back here, dude. I like that a lot. And then you get into your leg really good back there. So that's good. I really don't have much to say. We'll continue through lessons. I'm not gonna be throwing anything at you that I can't teach in person um, until I know that you understand it and I can see you making the adjustments. So we'll continue to look at other stuff in your delivery. I can tell you right now that we need to work on your glove, but we'll look at that for a second when we get there. But yeah, good there. See hips coming through pretty good. Yeah. All right. What I was talking about with your glove is that's about your highest point there, but you can see that you really take that elbow and yank it that way, which makes that arm kind of come around. Now it's not bad. It's not like you're completely pulling yourself off, but we could be a lot more efficient through that position. So we're probably gonna start kind of leaning towards the adjustment of getting your glove to be up. Like, it's kind of hard to draw it on this, but I'm gonna want you to be like kind of up as you're coming through, as you're like right there. We're gonna want that to stay. We're gonna want it to stay in kind of more across you and up, and then we get more of that pulling into your body, elbow right down to your side, as opposed to that where it's kind of this right here. That's exactly what I'm looking at. So that right there with your arm, we gotta get rid of that, because it will help your arm stay back and let that position develop back there. Okay. But yeah, like I said, man, good push out with the hips. I mean, that shoulder axis would be so much better if we hadn't had that early pull with the glove there. We could have stayed back longer there. So I'm pretty happy with that, because I mean that right there, that leg position in the back, hips there, good firm leg. I mean, that's a good position, dude. So great job there. Okay, but here's our big thing still. Now, I can't even begin to tell you how much better your arm looks coming through here than when we started. And we'll just note this really fast, but dude, that firm front leg right there, that is nice. Dude, I mean, if we get more kind of a retracted scap, meaning we stayed tight back there with your arm. Don't let it leak in, and don't pull with your glove. I mean, man, we're going to be getting every bit of what you can offer going down the mound, just because we're getting that ground reaction force too. So great job, man. Okay, but this. So as you can see right here, hip, foot settled in. Okay. So I think when I did your video breakdown before, we were like at 100 something degrees or something like that. So you can see that arm is kind of back about right there. But one huge thing that you got to realize, and I'm just going to I'll try to draw, my diagrams aren't great, but looking at, a 90-degree angle, basically. Oops, let's do it right here. So, I mean, if we're looking at a 90-degree angle, okay, this, as the arm moves in, say, right from where you are back there towards throwing the ball, your hand stays on top. So here being your hand stays on top a lot more easily the more flexed you are through your elbow or through your arm and kind of hinged like at your elbow. Now you can be too flexed. You know, we don't want to be like, say, in here like at 45. We don't want that. But we do want to be like 85 to 90 degrees. Now with how long your arms are and stuff, I mean, with you, we had you, I mean, somewhere like right in there. I mean, the difference between that straight line and that is what you're going to see in this next frame. So just realize that we really have to work to get you, like, honestly, with how long your arms are, we may want to work in closer like 20 more degrees, just to exaggerate, you know, because the more we get that arm flexed, it's going to take that pressure off your elbow. So here's what I'm talking about. Let's see, I might be able to get this a little slower. Okay, that really is the first frame where we start to see it happening. So we're good, but with that arm being too flexed, elbow falls underneath your shoulder. Okay, now we're not back to where you were at all, because the position that you had before you came in with me was just gnarly, but you fall underneath right there, and now you've got to cheat kind of with your elbow because your arm is so long. And I mean, okay, so yeah, you get on top of the ball, but dude, we got to be from there, and we got to, I mean, that right there, no. Can't be having that late stuff going on back there. We got to stay more flexed and drive up with the elbow, pronate through with the hand, which you do eventually, but we've just right through there, that and that. So, I mean, you can see, so your arm does lay back, but it's like out that way. We got to be straight behind that elbow going back and then come over the top. We can't be having that laxity through your arm, dude. That just puts a ton of pressure on your elbow. So we got to keep working really hard at getting that 90 degree. Okay, so in your when I explain your programming, but we'll get into that a little more. But dude, seriously, great delivery, looks great. Your arm looks so much better. I don't want you to think I'm dogging on you, but it's just, if we're gonna make the adjustment, we gotta make it all the way. So we'll get to that. Okay, Brady, looking at your stuff right here. Where do I have you? Okay, so we're gonna look at your pitching stuff first, really fast, and then we're gonna look at your overhand throw too. So I'm just using this kind of as a reference. I mean, this was the last time that you. Or this was from your video breakdown, so this isn't the last time I saw you, but this will work nonetheless. Much less about your delivery, and more so about the intent always that we kind of talk about. So I think I might be able to kind of do this. So if we just take like your upper body out of the picture right now, through the drills that I'm having you do, this is what we're going to be looking at. I want, when we're going through this stuff, so you remember that kind of, it was the kind of the drive drill, or I don't even really, I called it something in the programming, but essentially what you're going to be doing, let's see here. So essentially what you're going to be doing is, as you're pushing forward, oh, okay, I know what I'm having you do. You're doing the increase, decrease, distance drill. So basically what you're going to do is, I want, in the no throwing portion, you are going to be with this back foot doing exactly what I did with you when we were in the facility the last time. Just turning that thing over as quick as you can, because the less time it takes this to turn over, I mean, if we're doing that, guess what's happening up here? We're going there. Okay? The quicker that we are here to there and turn that over, we're going to be direct into the ground. Now it's a lot harder because you're on flat ground and you don't have that, you don't have the mound underneath you, but we want to eliminate as much of that as possible. Which this is a good video. I mean, that's pretty direct. But you can see right here that even as you land, really, we never quite get that foot to turn all the way. We kind of have to bend through your leg. Kind of got to bend through your leg and here to get that hip to turn in. So what we want to focus on doing is trying to turn this onto the top. Remember I showed you that kind of drag pattern on the top of your shoe, and I said, well, the whole right side of your shoe's gone, but your left side isn't. So we know that we got to turn that foot over a little quicker. Okay. So there's that, but just, I mean, looking at your upper body stuff, I mean, up top, everything is good. I mean, good range of motion back there with the arms. Keeping glove in good. But one thing I just want to preface, the quicker you are with this turning over and pushing hips through, it's going to just, like, it's basically going to leave your shoulders behind. And that's what you want. You want that separation. So the more that we focus on you being explosive from the ground up, that's going to translate directly into what we've got going on up top. Because like I've told you before, it's not so much like your positioning's pretty good. We've cleaned up a few things. We've talked about, kind of what we want to do with our glove and stuff like that. But for the most part, like, you're pretty refined as like a strike throwing pitcher, but we have to have that dynamic, explosive, forceful aspect in your delivery, and that's going to start down right there. Okay. All right, so I also want to look at your overhand throwing really fast. So let's go in and look at this. Is this let's see which one this is. Okay, this is the good one. So looking at, let's see where we are here. This is, see if I can get this to zoom in just really fast. Okay. So looking at this down here, this was the first time I videoed you throwing. Okay. Remember what we talked about. I can't draw on top of this clip, so I'll just kind of talk my way through it a little bit. But basically, I mean, watch your back foot. Okay, so your back foot is literally turning all the way over after the ball is gone. All right, so this down in here, we know is like the same thing as what I was just talking about in your softball delivery, or in your pitching delivery. I mean, we have to push that through and distract your arm backwards, because essentially the succession of stuff is happening backwards. Ball's gone, now we're through. Ball's gone, now we're through. No, we got to be pushed, delaying the arm, which you made the adjustment. So let's go in and look at what that looks like. Let's see here. So, same thing. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, hitting, throwing, pitching, it doesn't really matter what we're doing. I mean, we gotta be getting those hips through and distracting the shoulder back. So I can't even believe how much better that is. All right, so I have look at that. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. Maybe you can show your brother how to get 90 degrees, huh? He's probably going to be mad I said that. It's all good. Okay, but you got to get those hips going. Good job. Distract back. one thing that I noticed through here is, look, we actually get your knee driving back at you a little bit too. So that's good. Got a little ground force reaction going through here, coming back at you. So that's a good job. Okay, I was just showing that as a reference, but I'll kind of talk about in the instructions what I want you to do with that. Okay? All right.